Hey, Angel Cadena here. I'm gonna set the mood for you right now. The year is approximately 1865. We just come out of the worst period of time in America. A civil war where we nearly destroyed ourselves. We lost our president, he was assassinated, and we're trying to bring the Confederacy back into the Union, right? So the brilliant minds of our time, they come up with 3 amendments: the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the 15th Amendment, all right? Now, you gotta understand that the 13th Amendment and the 15th Amendment, they're written like every other amendment, clear, cut, concise. People read it, they understand what it says. Excellent. But the 14th Amendment, that is where things get tricky, okay? Because the way it's set up to reveal the secret trap that was set to prevent another civil war in the future. So if you start, okay, you start with what I like to point out first is in Amendment 14, Section 2, okay? There's only one thing, other than being an untaxed Native American, there's only one other way, one other thing that an individual can do to lose their voting rights forever. And if you look at Amendment 14, Section 2, that thing is rebellion and insurrection. What? The only thing to keep people from voting. So now take this. Now you tell the Confederacy, you got to come back in. But if at any time there's any more rebellion or insurrection, you just can't vote anymore. Okay? So these are the Democrats at the time. And we told them, if we let you back into the Union, you cannot, and you decide to rebel again, you cannot vote anymore, okay? So now you get that part, and then you go into Section 3, all right? So now you're Amendment 14, Section 3, and all right, so now you know, somebody who rebels and causes insurrection, right? They no longer have the right to vote. In Section 3, right, it tells you that people who have taken an oath of office, right, especially after we brought them back into the Union, right, if you've taken an oath of office to the Constitution of the United States, right, and you're part of and you cheered on the rebellion and insurrection, or you gave them comfort by saying what they did was correct, or you send them some money to bail them out of jail or something, or whatever people have been doing nowadays, or, giving them hints on Twitter how to cause damage, or any little thing. If you took an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America, you are no longer allowed to be in public office. Done. You have no more voice. You broke your oath to the Constitution. Okay? That's Amendment 14, Section 3. Okay? So now you take the whole thing together, and they cap it at the end with the 15th Amendment, which pretty much says is there's nothing in the world that can keep somebody from voting except in the 14th Amendment if you rebel. So now if you take it to today, modern day, all right, almost the same scenario. You got Republicans on one side, Democrats on the other, okay? We have President Trump, for some reason, the New World Order, they didn't want to wait their turn to try to fuck up the world again, so they're trying to stop Trump from keeping them from advancing their ideology that they were so close to all over the world. And Trump stopped them with that stupid New World Order shit. And that's why they're having a fucking hissy fit. Decades and decades of planning and working and infiltrating and investing and deal making and murders and all kinds of other shit. All that shit that they've been doing for decades. Everything that was culminating into their utopia of what a one world order would be vanished the moment Donald Trump was elected. So now they're fucking mad. They're upset. And they tried everything. For the past 3 years, they tried everything. But they knew that there's a chance that if they push for insurrection and rebellion and cause a civil war, they knew there's a chance in that window before the Civil War that somebody would realize that there was a trap put in the 14th Amendment to catch those kind of people and remove them permanently from office. It's like the game is over. So for the past few days now, we have been operating in a limbo. Okay? You got to understand, right now there's thousands of people in every level of government. All right? Every level. And they're all illegitimate. Everybody that supported the rebellion or insurrection when it started a few days ago instantaneously became illegitimate. They're supposed to get taken from their office, say, you're no longer allowed to speak about politics. You can't talk about it, mention it, or nothing. You're supposed to disappear and go into the masses. And then if there's a governor that's legitimate, they're supposed to appoint all the empty positions that were voided by the people who broke their oath to the Constitution. And once we do that, that should take it shouldn't even take that long. You know what? By July 4th of this year, right, less than a month away, like 3 weeks away, we can have the most amazing Independence Day in the world, because we could show the world that our Constitution is the most beautiful thing, the most powerful Constitution after 240 something years or something, I believe. Like it's a very beautiful thing, you know. And I hope everybody realizes that. That is the point I'm trying to get across, okay? That when we allowed the Confederacy and those Democrats back into our government, that we had a fail-safe that they would never try to take it over violently again. And they broke the rule. That was it. That's the reset button on the game. They broke it. The game's over. We won. It's over. We just got to get them out of office now. Start with some new people. There's 350 million Americans that could fill each and every one of these spots just as well as the people who've been sitting in these offices for decades, for people working in the government as bureaucrats for decades. They're gone. They need to be gone. They don't deserve to be in office anymore. They broke their oath. It's over. 14th Amendment, Section 3. It's over. It's goodbye. No, once we fix this, no more civil war, no more insurrection, no more rebellion. And if they ever pop their heads out in public again, do anything public again, that's when you snatch your little ass up and you charge them with treason. And then maybe they'll understand what the fuck they've really been doing, you know? Because, you know, in America, where freedom reigns, we're in a republic, you know, and when you try to do things by force, that's not the right way, you know. If you're trying to if you're trying to defend yourself with force, that's perfectly okay. That's part of life. That's part of nature, being able to defend yourself. But when you're using your force as offensively in order to force an ideology that isn't natural. That doesn't work. That sounds pretty, but in practice, it never works. There's no incentive to do anything, so everything falls apart. That is unconstitutional. They broke the rules. Goodbye. I shouldn't have to make any more of these videos like this. People should realize we are the Constitution. We are the Constitution. We are the Constitution. The Constitution tells us that if somebody rebels against us and the Constitution, they no longer have a voice. Goodbye. Get out of government, put in your resignation letters, and leave. Because you know who yous are. You know you's fucked up. You don't belong in here anymore. Go live your lives. Don't make any fuss. Because if you do, we're gonna snatch your motherfucking ass up, and it's not gonna be pretty after that. Because this is America. We want to live in peace and harmony. We want to be the greatest fucking country this world has ever seen. And we're so close. So close. And they gave us the tools in the 14th Amendment. And now it's time to fucking use it. What are we waiting for, America? Let's go. Get rid of all these fucking assholes. All of them. Anyone that did not show 100% support for the Constitution during a time of insurrection, they're gone. They're gone. And that's the whole point of the 14th Amendment, to show unity. Unity. Unity, right here, with the United States. That's what the 14th Amendment's about. This is all of us. And if you don't have unity with this, you don't belong to have any words about this. That's what the 14th Amendment's about. We're all equal until you attack us. And then you're fucking nobodies. Nobody. You know exactly who you are. You know exactly who the fuck you are. You're nobody now. Goodbye. God bless America.